All right, guys, get ready to sit back and relax, and for a little bit longer episode, because after we kind of do our normal little walkthrough, talk through, I wanted to go down into Tegid Cam and, like I said, go all mass bandit style and really kind of take our time and walk around the zoo and actually see if we've designed it to where we can actually see the animals. I always pretty much, I'm just a up top, design from above type of player, and a lot of times I leave out the little smaller details from down at like ground level, like down here where you're kind of like walking around, and some things may not make sense from down here as they do like when you're building them from up here. So I think that'll be kind of fun to hear in a little bit as we kind of get down here on the actual guest level and walk around and see if anything needs adjusting. We'll see if some of the walls are a little too high, but nonetheless, we're gonna have some fun here, and I hope you guys will stick around and let me know kind of what you want to see come next, or what I haven't touched on yet. I know a lot of you want to see the anteaters, you want to see tigers, so we've got a lot of different directions we can flow off with. But first, I'll start off with my biggest, I really like to mix exhibits up a little bit if I can. Not necessarily, I try not to have just exhibit on top of exhibit on top of exhibit. I love having stages and restaurants and stuff like that to kind of just, bounce off the designs and break up just, animal. And so that's what I've kind of did here. I have taken Victor GF 1983's Africa entrance. So the part that you see right here with the roof and the big support logs, this is actually Victor's African entrance area. With I've kind of moved a lot of stuff out of it, mixed in with guitar spiders. I know we're a bunch of nerds, aren't we? Victor 1983, guitar spider, Estan Wolf. I brought in Guitar Spider's stage, his temple stage, and by combining both of those and throwing in Florida Man's little backstage building, I have come up with this really cool, what I think could be maybe a small monkey education type stage where you could watch them run across these ropes. And they could show you, different facts about them and what they eat, where they live in the wild, what their population are. I figured this whole little stage area could just be like a large kind of education / entertainment type show, kind of like Dollywood does with the Birds of America and all that. So every few hours, this stage actually will put on a show. So that was the fun part about combining these two blueprints, is they give me the opportunity to kind of separate the animals a little, and then of course I've got Squiz's awesome benches right here. He put these on the workshop a little bit ago, but those just with the little metal legs and all that, they just come out really, really killer. The only thing I think I might have to worry about here is, and I know a lot of you guys may be thinking, with no cover out here, would you be sitting on these benches watching the show frying? I don't know. We might have to come up with some kind of little tent structure. It just looks kind of cool the way it is with just the benches and not necessarily worrying about a cover. Here's our little chimpanzee family down here playing around. I know you guys like them. They are jumping around all over the place. Really, really fun to watch them. But you guys have already seen them, so what we're going to do is check out this. I've got us a Pygmy Hippo exhibit going right now as well. So you can get a real good look. They've got kind of two tiers. I started to make an underwater tier, but I figured we could save that for the real, these aren't real, the actual, the larger hippos. So we'll do something underwater with them. But for these guys, you can get a little closer. They're smaller, a little more intimate. And I just kind of did their second viewing level and kind of butted it up against the water right here. And then, of course, they've got their set of waterfalls as well. That was actually the tutorial waterfall. So if you haven't caught that video, I show you how I'm kind of making all of these waterfalls in the game, and that's where that came from. So yeah, we did end up finding a spot for it. Little Pygmy Hippos, they've already had a little baby here somewhere. I don't know. Where's the little baby hiding at? He's little. There he is. See how stinking cute this little guy is, standing in his own turds. Oh, look at that. Yawning. This is kind of like their little, this is their little upper level little chamber out of the water. You know what the thing is, though? These guys, they do not get in the water a whole lot. Like, you know, they'll swim back and forth from like the platform and they'll come down, but then they basically just come right back over to the beach. So they are not massive water dwellers, at least in my zoo and in this setting. So, but anyways, yeah, so that's that. And then also another big ticket item you guys were excited about. Check this out. We have a Jaguar in the park now. There she is. Searching, wandering. Whoop. But these, I thought this just come out really cool. I've got the, the lion's heads. Where here we're kind of just pretending they're jaguars, kind of sunken into the rocks, kind of like into that temple. And so, yeah, coming right off the waterfalls like that, I thought that just was an awesome kind of setting for the Jaguar here. And then we've got a covered viewing area right here as well, where you can come in and watch her. I'll have to get a male put in here in just a little bit, but for the sake of this recording, I just have her in here. And then also, you see that glass down there. If you make your way over here to the back to like this little cave, check this out. I'm not done with it yet. There's still a lot left to sure up on. But you can get down in here and watch them swim as well in their little lagoon. And it actually even wraps around behind the waterfalls over here. So like I said, we got to do a lot of cleaning up, but you know, we'll get it. And then this is the little, kind of like the little back half walk area. And I figured this will probably eventually have double duty as far as the enclosures go, as obviously there could be something over here as well, and you know, you can kind of watch her. And this is kind of like the little, kind of like the more secretive entrance over here to kind of get up to that level. Whereas the main entrance is, of course, right here when you come down off of the main path, you know, where everybody's going to kind of be running right over there to the glass to try to get a look, or going behind the waterfalls. And then we've got the Jaguar statue here. So that is what I have been up to for episode 5. And it was kind of like another one where I kind of had to stop myself, you know, to how to kind of hold some things off for episode 6. So we will get that saved and, you know, probably start recording that maybe sometime tomorrow before I have to go back to work. I have to go back to work on Wednesday. So probably get episode 6, do more work on it, you know, today and tomorrow, and maybe have an episode ready for Wednesday morning by the time I leave for work. But, you know, we'll see. I'm just kind of taking my time. And like I said, again, big shout out to Michelle for putting these South American blueprints on the workshop. They just work killer as the little Main Street area, and also as well to Woody for his for the Himalayan brown bear facade that I have turned into the Chimpanzee exhibit. And that's one thing I have definitely, and then Woody's aviary. That is one thing I have not been shy about nowadays, is using blueprints. I started, like, before, I always just wanted to, no matter what, just build my own. But nowadays, I'm like, why not just, you know, I have this platform, there's like 13,000 of you. Why not use it to show off creators' workshop blueprints and what they've done? And if I can bring it in and it helps my zoo and makes it look cool, like, why not use that and be able to showcase some of this stuff that a lot of you guys may not others see? So I don't know. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm keeping an open mind now as far as blueprints go. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's pick us out a worker. Let's see. You will now be Tegid Cam. So let's see here. Well, I already have him named, actually. We'll just go in. Okay, let me make sure I'm adjusted here. You know what we need to do, though? We need to go back out to the parking lot. Let's just zoom past all this real quick. Go back to the parking lot and come in that way. And when you're in this Tegid Cam, if you hit shift, it slows down, so you have to hold the shift button down. Can we get out here? Let's go all the way back out here to the car. Maybe we just stopped at Burger King or something and got us a like a egg and cheese croissant sandwich with some hash browns and an orange juice, and then we're making our way in. How cool would this be, though? Like, this is actual guest level, and you're stopped here, and you're getting your phone out or your camera, and you're taking pictures of the massive Treehouse village. Let's go out here to the little walk up real quick. Ah, I'm too low. This isn't a real path. Help! Let's get back over here. Okay. So now we're walking up. You've got the big welcome house there. And then, of course, Jaguar Falls over off to your right. Just looks awesome, especially coming from the, you know, like from behind the Treehouse village up there on that hill. Really, really cool. Make your way past the Jeep. Still gotta get some stuff in there. I gotta get a little shop in there. And there's a lot of stuff we still have to get filled out, but it'll be okay. This is kind of like making our way into the main little entrance area, the hustle and bustle of it all, where a lot of people would be filtering through. It's another Michelle's buildings right there. Really, really cool. One of my little German buddies. And then this is where we would kind of have to, this is kind of where you make your first decision if you want to go up towards the chimps. We need to get some signs put up as well, too, because these guests would definitely, they would be sitting here in the dark right now. Okay, so what we could do when you get right here is you could go down this larger path. You get the big aviary up there off to the right. Or we could go underneath the tunnel, which is probably what I'd do because I'm like a tunnel type person. And let's see. So yeah, right up here to the edge, the chimpanzee or the orangutans definitely would have a good view of them and their waterfall and like their little exhibit. Then of course walk up to the awesome binoculars that I got off the workshop, little telescopes. So like I said, let's just we will just take our time and have a little look around here, see if anything's off or missing. Could possibly bulk that up a little bit. That right up there looks a little bare. Of course, I think I have the cursor turned off. You guys might not be able to see the cursor right now, but you'll get to kind of what I'm pointing at and looking at. Just pure awesomeness right there. I'm starting to get some more benches, some more little picnic tables and stuff set out. Then of course we've got the stone benches right here. I tried to put those up as many places as I can because, you know, with seating, that's a big thing in zoos and theme parks. You never want to run out of enough seating where people can't plop down. Of course, we don't know what we'll do out there. Might do like an African area out there because that's a pretty big path. But for right now, let's make our way down into the Crocodile Lagoon and kind of look out into that, see what we got. Oh, here comes a big boy coming right over to us. That's kind of creepy. That's awesome. I love this little croc lagoon. Let's go back up and see how good we can see them. Of course, that wall would be a little high. Actually, I think this is pretty good because you wouldn't want it low enough to like where little kids could try to climb up on it and tumble over. But as far as like adults, teens go, I mean, look, we've got a pretty good view of them. Big boys over there. And of course, our waterfall feature. This zoo, they would absolutely spend a fortune in filtration in water, wouldn't they? She's coming over to investigate. He's getting some sun. Let's test out this wall over here. Looking back that way, doesn't that look awesome though, with all the canopy and the tree cover? I thought that was cool. Alright, let's get down here. This wall may have to come down a little bit because even for an adult, like you could peer through the bars here. Let's kind of come over here. Yeah, that wall, it's going to need some work because that's a little too tall. So we will fix that for episode 6. Let's kind of get back in here and take a look at our little amphibian tunnel. Like I said, I wish we had some little fish right there. That'd be cool. Kind of making our way through that. Then you come out here to where the stage is. Still don't have anything picked out for the for this little spot right here. We gotta do something. Maybe you could do some, I think with some peacocks or flamingos or something right there. Or maybe just do some foliage. You catch the show, even if you don't have a bench. People could probably sit or stand on this this little makeshift wall that I put up. Catch the show. And let's check out the chimpanzee height. I think this is still okay because this is where you'd be looking at them from. I may end up getting rid of the top part of Woody's wall here, just so if they are down a little lower, it's not obstructed. But if you're watching them play and jump around on this stuff, let's see if he goes up. Yep. See, you've still got a pretty good view of them jumping and playing around. Yep. And then, of course, if we, whoops. Back on the path, please. And, of course, you will have a, you'd have a good shot from up here as well, looking down on them, and from the inside glass tunnel over there as well. And coming up Main Street. Kind of looking on Chimp Ridge here. So that is really, really cool. Woody's Tower here. Completely awesome. And that's kind of the way back to the entrance. Still got to dress this up a little bit. But anyways, if you had come up this way, you could make your way down to the Jaguar Exhibit. So that's what I was talking about when we were just kind of flying around. See, you could kind of come down, make a turn over here. Oh, there she is. Yeah, so you get a good shot of this. Her laying down. And then, like we said before, if you round this corner, then you could you could look right in on the lagoon as well. And then we'll have to work on that roof as well, but come up here. Go around like the little back, whoops. Go around the back way. And then that leads right to the lower part of the Pygmy Hippo exhibit. So, I think that's it, guys. I think we've kind of wandered around everywhere so far. Oh, except for, you know what, we didn't have to lower that. That's a tripping hazard. If we go back up this way, this is just like another, like a round way back to the chimp exhibit and all that. So, got to get some more shade over here too. Get the shorter grass fixed. And then, of course, this is the little Kind of like the little overgrown, almost like a little jungle walk through here. And that just, I just thought it would be cool to kind of be able to walk through the trees and, you know, just kind of like have a little wooden walkway coming up here. You come up on the stage if you wanted to, or you could hang a right and make your way back to the crocodiles. So definitely this has helped. There's a few things on our list, main thing being getting this wall lowered, because that is way too high. This one right here being a little high is okay because it's really just kind of in the bend of the path, and it's more for seating right here. So if you're looking at the orangutans, you're pretty much looking at them from right here anyway. So I think that works out okay. And then the massive treehouse. We'll have to figure out a way how to get people up there. That's kind of like a must, isn't it? And then this is what the guests will see as they make their way back out of the zoo. So I'm constantly like doubling back and just you know, adding different details. You know, there's a lot left to do with what we already have built. And then, of course, for the sake of the YouTube videos, pushing forward with new things as well. So these are all the people excited about coming in, and some of the workers. But you could definitely see we have us a sprawling resort zoo. And thank you guys for hanging out with me a little extra long today while we kind of jumped in and got a little bit of that looked at. And hopefully we can just keep pushing on. I like how the path, we were able to kind of bend it back this way with the Jaguar and the Hippos, because, you know, a lot was kind of pushing over off this way, so it wasn't very balanced. Now we've got a good balance to the zoo here, and it is sprawling out and spreading out rather nicely, I think. And then, of course, like we said, the treehouse village just looks really majestic up there, kind of towering over the zoo. But anyways, yeah, don't forget to smash that like button if you end up enjoying this video, and subscribe to keep up with more of my Planet Zoo content and to keep up with Suyana Zoo. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you. See ya.